I am getting bored. What I do? So bored, your ceiling looks like a conspiracy. I need an adventure, not another Saturday. You call Gimme and say, top of the hills? Picnic? Yes. Boom. Afternoon. Two idiots, one bucket, and zero common sense later, you are both committed. You decide the metro is a brilliant idea. Why? Because walking 20 minutes would be healthy, and nobody wants that. Metro ride, two snacks, some questionable whistles at a pigeon, and boom, sunset at the hills. The city light shrinks into a glittering coin, and you both eat like kings who found a coupon book. We were kings for exactly 38 delicious minutes. Then, the sky decides to audition for an apocalypse movie. Clouds roll in like a badly programmed boss fight. Wind appears and starts slapping trees like it's got unresolved issues. First, there's wind. Then there's the kind of rain that rewrites plans. Your perfect picnic becomes a soggy, abstract painting. 30 minutes later, everything's gone. Tent? Turned into a parachute for angry crows. Food? Ground seasoning. Car? Not here. You both stand soaked, and then both idiot laugh. Because what else do you do? Jimmy Criz! It's ridiculous. Then you notice the sky, an actual wall of cloud, creeping toward you. A real, honest-to-God timer in your head clicks. 1 hour. If you don't make shelter now, you will learn what cold tastes like, and it isn't a flavor you'll enjoy. And starts brainstorming like it's a school test he forgot to study for. Jimmy laughs at you. Farhan, what are you doing? You think you can save us by doing this shit? You smile. You reach into your pocket and pull out a bandana. The same one you use on bad hair days and Taco Tuesdays. You tie it like a boss. Not for fashion, for focus. You look like something between a pirate and a very confused ninja. You pick up a fallen branch. You have one knife. One stubborn brain. Perfect. Step 1. Floor. Wet ground is a villain that gets everywhere. You lash together low crossbeams from logs, crank up a pallet-like floor on rocks and smaller logs, and keep your gear off the swamp. Gimme watches, impressed and slightly shocked, because his hands were busy turning a soda can into a tiny drum. You actually know what you're doing, he admits, which counts as a compliment coming from Gimme. You've watched too many survival vids and not enough cooking shows, you reply, shaping notch joints like a carpenter who was once a pirate. Step 2. Roof. Tarps and branches get married in a long, windy ceremony, angled so rain runs off like it's embarrassed to hang around. You learn knots you didn't know you had time to learn. Farhan is on rafter duty, holding branches, narrating his life like this is an epic podcast. The wind picks up again and rips one scene. Hart does a weird somersault. Gimme looks at you and says, sarcastically, "Great, you made us a decorative umbrella." You go, savage. Shut up or sew it with your dignity. You reinforce the tear with a cross brace and some good old cursing. The shelter holds. While you're being the architect of salvation, Gimme decides to solve the food problem the way nature intended, with a wooden spear and wildly misplaced confidence. He sharpens a stick until it could poke a hole through trouble and disappears into the trees. Gimme stalking like a confused deer. Then, triumphant arrival. 2 small rabbits over his shoulder like a prize at a flea market. You legend, Gimme says. He strikes a pose like he deserves it. You crack a grin. Proud, relieved, and suddenly very hungry. Inside the shelter, Farhan arranged a small fire pit. Use dry inner bark and tinder you collected while cursing the rain, and coax a flame like it's a shy animal. Smoke whistles, eyes water. You both start coughing but laugh because the world is weirdly working again. Gimme cleans the rabbits with the solemnity of a chef who's only ever microwaved food. You skewer meat on the sharpened stick and roast it over coals, like cavemen with better dental plans. The smell is unreal, primal and glorious. You take the first bite. Time stops in a delicious, smoky second. It's warm and victory tastes like charcoal and oregano. You both sit in the dim glow of the fire, rain tapping a steady rhythm on the roof. And you realize the storm didn't just strip you of stuff. It gave you a moment. 2 idiots, 2 hands, 1 knife, and suddenly everything's okay-ish. You think about the stupid arguments you had last month, the missed calls from your mom, and how very small and large life feels under a tree that just wanted to be dramatic. Gimme breaks the silence. You know, Farhan, I thought you'd cry and call Uber. I did cry, Farhan admit, but only because I thought we'd be late for dinner. You both laugh, real and raw, the kind of laugh that tastes like survival and relief. The storm passes the way bad moods do, loud, dramatic, then gone. You both step out for a second, victorious, soaked but unbeaten. The shelter stands, lopsided, patched, and utterly yours. Farhan looks at Gimme and say, "Next time we take a picnic, we bring more than a bucket." He nods, eyes glowing with new respect. "And maybe a car." Gimme shrugs. "But then we wouldn't have this story." Farhan grinned. "True. Also, who else can say they ate like kings after nearly dying? 1 hour, 1 shelter, 2 idiots. The forest didn't get us. Next time, bring a tent. Or better snacks.